She's had over 500 partners, been to prison, and lived a wild life, and yet she's dating a millionaire soccer player. How did she do it? Stick around. You won't believe this story. Many men carry the belief that a woman with a sexually adventurous past might struggle to attract a high-value partner. This assumption, however, is more myth than reality. Experience in women, contrary to some outdated ideas, doesn't automatically make them unattractive. The notion that an experienced woman signals trouble is misleading and oversimplified. Take the case of Teanna Trump, for example. Widely recognized in the adult entertainment world, Teanna has had a career filled with countless performances. Beyond her professional choices, her personal life has also involved some serious missteps. At one point, she even ended up in prison for transporting 6 pounds of marijuana from Los Angeles to Memphis, a decision she describes as driven by loyalty to her ex-boyfriend, rather than financial necessity. Despite this turbulent past, Teanna has proven that it doesn't prevent her from forming a connection with a successful partner. Currently, she's in a relationship with Nicolas Pepe, a professional footballer playing in Europe. Reports indicate he earns between $2 million and $2.4 million annually, and at just 29 years old, he's already establishing himself in the European football scene. The couple has been spotted together in France, where Pepe plays, sparking curiosity and concern among some observers. The challenge, or intrigue, of dating someone like Teanna Trump lies not just in her profession as an adult film star, but in the entirety of her history. Long before she became widely known, she candidly shared experiences that included relationships with multiple men during her school years, spanning football, basketball, and college circles. Her past, however controversial to some, hasn't stopped her from attracting a partner who is both accomplished and financially successful. Teanna's story illustrates a broader truth. Past choices, no matter how complex or unconventional, do not automatically define a person's worthiness of love or partnership. Experience, in many ways, can coexist with opportunity, success, and meaningful relationships. When it comes to experience, Teanna Trump doesn't just talk the talk, she practically rewrote the book. Asked about her body count, she casually revealed a number that would shock most: over 500 partners. To put that in perspective, she once dismissed a man who had 20 partners as not enough. Her standard, as she explains, isn't just about quantity, it's about variety and adventurousness, experiences that go beyond the ordinary. One might assume that such openness would deter potential partners, but Teanna's current relationship proves otherwise. She's been dating Nicolas Pepe, a professional footballer in Europe, and their relationship appears strong. Pepe doesn't seem fazed by her past, and reports even suggest the two could be heading toward marriage. Critics, of course, have called him a simp or questioned his judgment for choosing a partner with such a past. But history shows that attraction and compatibility often outweigh social judgments. Consider similar cases. Travis Hunter, a younger man, ended up with Lionel Len, a woman with a similarly complicated history. In situations like these, it's not always about numbers. It's about experience, confidence, and chemistry. Younger men, often less experienced, may find themselves impressed by a partner's expertise and confidence, which can redefine their expectations of intimacy and connection. Teanna's story highlights an important truth: experience can be empowering. With over 500 partners, she has mastered her own sexuality and the art of connection. While some men might shy away, many others, like Pepe, recognize that skill and confidence are attractive, especially when paired with youth and good looks. At 29, Teanna is in her prime, blending charisma, expertise, and a compelling presence that transcends judgment or societal labels. There's also the dynamic of racial and cultural perception. Teanna's mixed heritage seems to balance the cultural differences between her and Pepe, who is French and African. Such nuances can influence attraction in subtle ways, though ultimately, chemistry and compatibility dominate. In the bedroom, experience often matters more than history. What her partners feel in the moment can overshadow any past statistics or societal stigmas. In short, Teanna Trump exemplifies how sexual history, far from being a limitation, can coexist with high-value relationships. Experience doesn't diminish desirability. It can enhance connection, confidence, and intimacy. The focus, as always, is on how partners relate to one another today, not on what happened yesterday. Let's be honest, no one's going to flat out admit it, but the truth is, a woman's past, no matter how promiscuous, doesn't automatically define her present or her ability to form meaningful relationships. Some men may dismiss a woman labeled as a 304, but the reality is you can't judge someone solely by their history. How she makes you feel, how she connects with you, often matters far more than numbers or reputations. Promiscuous women, contrary to some stereotypes, can be some of the most engaging and down-to-earth people you'll meet. They're fun, spontaneous, easy to talk to, and capable of creating experiences that are memorable both in and out of the bedroom. Their energy, confidence, and ability to cater to someone's ego can make a strong impression, and that can shape attraction in ways that defy conventional thinking. Importantly, a history of sexual openness doesn't preclude marriage. Women who are sexually experienced or have had multiple partners absolutely can and do get married. The notion that a man will reject a woman solely for her past is a misconception. While some men may personally choose differently, that doesn't mean there isn't someone out there who will value and commit to her. History is not destiny when it comes to relationships. This isn't theoretical. For decades, in communities across the country, women with complex pasts, single mothers, women with children by different fathers, or women who've had multiple marriages, have still found love and remarried successfully. It happens all the time. Experience does not automatically disqualify anyone from meaningful partnership. Even in circles that emphasize purity, like some red pill communities, the reality often diverges from the rhetoric. Many men who claim they will only date chaste women end up in relationships with women who are experienced, sometimes even with sugar babies or women with sexually open pasts. It reveals a pattern of hypocrisy and a reminder that human attraction is rarely as rigid as ideology suggests. From personal experience and observation, women who identify as 304s, a term used to describe sexually open or promiscuous women, rarely struggle more than any other woman in the dating market. The challenges they encounter are typically no different from those any woman faces when navigating modern relationships, finding compatibility, gauging trust, and seeking emotional and physical connection. Being sexually experienced does not inherently close doors to meaningful partnerships. Instead, it can enrich a woman's presence, providing her with confidence, self-awareness, and a sense of autonomy that often makes her more appealing to the right partner. A woman who has explored her sexuality brings more than just experience to a relationship. She brings depth, authenticity, and an understanding of her own desires. She knows what she likes, what she values, and how to communicate her needs effectively. This self-awareness can enhance intimacy, emotional connection, and even everyday compatibility, creating relationships that are grounded in genuine understanding rather than idealized notions of purity or societal expectation. In short, sexual history is not a limitation. It is part of a woman's narrative, and for many, it becomes a source of confidence and magnetic presence. Promiscuity, contrary to popular myths, is not a barrier to love, commitment, or marriage. Social narratives often exaggerate its significance, framing it as a moral or practical obstacle, yet attraction, chemistry, and compatibility consistently outweigh any tally of past partners. Relationships thrive on connection, shared experiences, mutual respect, and emotional resonance. A partner's past rarely carries the weight assigned to it in social commentary or online discourse, because what truly matters is how two people interact in the present, how they understand each other, and how they navigate life together. This principle is illustrated vividly in the case of Teanna, an adult film actress who has openly discussed her sexual history and experiences. Teanna's career, while controversial in the public eye, has not prevented her from forming a meaningful relationship with a European soccer player, Nicolas Pepe. At 29, she is in her prime, both physically and emotionally, bringing maturity, self-assuredness, and confidence into the relationship. Pepe, who earns approximately $2 million annually, is reportedly not fazed by Teanna's past. For him, the chemistry, the personal connection, and the enjoyment of their time together matter far more than any external judgment or public perception. What makes Teanna's situation especially instructive is how it challenges the narratives perpetuated by social media and online communities. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram often present rigid, moralistic frameworks for dating. Influencers and content creators frequently preach rules: never date a single mom, avoid OnlyFans creators, or only date someone with a clean sexual history. Yet, in private, many of these same voices routinely engage with women who defy these public standards. Figures such as Donovan Sharp, the hosts of Fresh and Fit, and others serve as prime examples. Their online persona is performative, a curated identity designed to generate engagement and echo popular sentiment, but it often does not reflect real-life attraction, behavior, or decision-making. Reality, in contrast, is far more nuanced. Men are influenced less by ideological rules and more by genuine connection, personal desire, and lived experience. Attraction, fundamentally, is deeply personal. While societal expectations, peer pressure, and cultural narratives can shape perceptions to some extent, individual preference dominates. Men tend to prioritize how a woman makes them feel, the energy she brings into their life, and the compatibility they share over abstract judgments about her sexual history. If a woman brings value, whether through personality, charisma, humor, intelligence, or sexual confidence, her past often becomes irrelevant. Chemistry, shared enjoyment, and emotional resonance create bonds that are far more durable than moralistic assumptions. For Teanna Trump, this dynamic is evident. Her partner, Teanna, does not dwell on her past sexual history. What matters to him is the connection they share now, the laughter, the shared experiences, and the intimacy they enjoy together. Her confidence, cultivated through life experience, enhances her presence, making her more appealing in both personal and relational contexts. Her past does not diminish her worth. Instead, it underscores her self-assurance and her ability to navigate complex social and romantic landscapes. This phenomenon is not limited to high-profile figures or celebrities. Across communities worldwide, women who are sexually experienced often find themselves navigating dating markets with a level of self-assuredness that can enhance their desirability. Social science research supports this. Studies in sexual psychology and relationship dynamics indicate that confidence, autonomy, and sexual self-efficacy are significant predictors of relational satisfaction and attraction. Women who understand and embrace their own sexuality are frequently more effective communicators, more empathetic partners, and more capable of fostering fulfilling, intimate connections. In essence, experience begets expertise, not just in the bedroom, but in emotional and social intelligence as well. Historically, societal narratives about sexual behavior have been disproportionately harsh toward women, labeling them negatively while often celebrating similar behavior in men. These double standards perpetuate misconceptions that sexually experienced women are somehow less desirable or less marriageable. Yet, real-world evidence consistently contradicts these notions. Many women with rich sexual histories have successfully established long-term partnerships, built families, and achieved personal fulfillment. Their pasts have not limited their opportunities. Rather, they have often enriched their relational skill set, confidence, and understanding of human connection. Even within hyper-publicized social contexts, the same pattern emerges. For example, public figures like Russell Wilson and Ciara illustrate the point vividly. Ciara's past relationships and experiences did not impede Wilson's attraction or commitment. He had admired her for years, long before they formalized their partnership. Despite her past, he pursued her and eventually married her. What mattered was mutual attraction, emotional resonance, and compatibility, not the moralistic judgment of observers. Similarly, Teanna Trump's relationship reflects the same principle. Attraction and chemistry are paramount, overshadowing any past experiences or reputational labels. Another aspect worth highlighting is the disconnect between online narratives and real-life behaviors. Social media often magnifies performative morality. Influencers may publicly critique certain women or lifestyles while privately acting contrary to these claims. This phenomenon underscores the fundamental truth that attraction is not a social construct dictated by public opinion. It is personal, instinctual, and context-driven. People make choices based on their desires, values, and experiences rather than adhering strictly to social commentary or prescriptive advice. Furthermore, sexual experience often enhances relational dynamics. Women with experience are typically more adept at communication, negotiation, and boundary setting. They can articulate needs and navigate complex interpersonal situations with a level of sophistication that can be both attractive and stabilizing in long-term relationships. Their partners, in turn, often appreciate this maturity, which fosters trust, understanding, and mutual satisfaction. In this way, sexual history is reframed as a positive attribute rather than a liability. Returning to Teanna Trump's example, her relationship with Nicolas Pepe also highlights an important dimension: societal perception versus individual preference. Pepe, a successful European soccer player, is attracted to Teanna for who she is now, not her past. His professional success, financial independence, and personal confidence align with her own attributes, creating a relationship based on mutual respect, attraction, and shared enjoyment. Their partnership demonstrates that past experiences, when integrated into one's self-concept with confidence and clarity, do not hinder relational success, they can enhance it. In conclusion, the evidence is clear. Sexually experienced women, or 304s, face no inherent barrier to love, commitment, or marriage. Attraction is not a function of history, but of chemistry, personality, compatibility, and mutual enjoyment. Confidence, self-awareness, and authenticity often outweigh numerical or reputational judgments. Social media, with its performative moralizing, rarely reflects the nuances of real-world dating and attraction. As Teanna Trump's experience illustrates, embracing one's past, celebrating personal growth, and fostering authentic connection can lead to meaningful, high-quality relationships. Sexual experience, far from limiting opportunity, can be a source of empowerment, magnetic presence, and relational insight, qualities that are invaluable in the pursuit of lasting love. Ultimately, the lesson is universal. Attraction is personal, desire is individual, and meaningful connection is always rooted in present chemistry, trust, and shared experience, not in moralistic judgment or superficial social narratives. For women who embrace their history and their authenticity, opportunities for love and partnership are abundant. Experience, confidence, and self-awareness are the true markers of desirability, not the tally of past partners. Why is he likely to commit to her? 3 reasons stand out. She's attractive, experienced, and genuinely fun to be around. The story echoes other celebrity examples, like Russell Wilson and Ciara, where prior relationships or reputations didn't prevent lasting commitment. Wilson remained a fan of Ciara throughout college and beyond, despite her complex history and past associations with other men. What mattered was attraction, mutual respect, and compatibility. The larger lesson is clear. Men will pursue what they want. Past judgments, societal expectations, or internet commentary rarely change that reality. For women, embracing their confidence, charisma, and individuality is far more important than worrying about arbitrary labels or numbers. Ultimately, attraction is personal, fluid, and often unpredictable, social media commentary aside.